Итак, здравствуйте, дорогие друзья, с вами Серега Гамес, и мы продолжаем американский футбольчик. Второй матч у нас уже начинается. Сегодня мы посмотрим за матчем Детройта Лионса. Лионс. Короче, Львов из Детройта и Канзас Сити Чифс. Как я уже упоминал в первом видео, у нас идет первый тур. Все 32 команды играют лучшие с худшими. И так выглядит, что у нас Детройт имеет ранг 76, а Канзас имеет ранг 91. Но это только ранг. Первая игра нам показала, что ранг не самое важное. Поглядим на вторую игру и уже, может быть, что-то поймем в этой прекраснейшей игре. Давайте начинать. Я, как всегда, замолкаю, и потом уже когда-нибудь увидимся, услышимся. Всех с Новым годом!
It's Madden NFL 22, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Lions and the Chiefs coming up next.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. Brandon Gaudin alongside the one and only Charles Davis. And CD, lots of compelling storylines in a game like this. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for these two offenses.
And I'm glad you brought up the numbers because sometimes it's hard to quantify a team's performance solely by judging the numbers. But I think with these two teams, what you see is a pretty accurate representation of who they are.
The former Sooner Austin Seibert to get this one started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly, you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
They don't turn your nose up in a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down, playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now here's Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, Mahomes. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelce. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. From midfield, here's Mahomes. It's Kelce on the ground. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
1st and 10. It's Edwards-Helaire with it. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Tackled there by Alex Anzalone.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelce. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. And this a 39-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And this taken in at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection in the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl, came really within one quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's 2nd and 10. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. To throw is Goff. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marching in for the sack, Michael Brockers. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Now Mahomes. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. After 1 on EA Sports. second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 26. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put him on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
We always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and they add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
That's a nice job doing defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Edwards-Helaire diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown.
Well, Brandon, he just found his nose, and his nose took him to the end zone. But how about the big guys up front giving him at least a stalemate in order to find that space?
Yeah, the O-line won the battle in the trenches there, didn't they? Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. touchdown. Here's Butker on to kick it away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw. Open man is Quintez Cephas. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up in a couple of minutes' time. We'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports studios. They'll have a look back at the next-gen stats from this first half of action. On second and very short, Goff. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. First down now, but the clock continues to move. A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
To throw on second and 10. Goff. He's got his tight end over the middle. T.J. Hockenson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. To the air again. Goff. This pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
He did a fine job there not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Here's Jack Fox now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his big catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Mahomes to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Working with 2nd and 5 now. To throw, it's Mahomes. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Romeo Okwara. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. They made his first, this from 47 yards out. Butker's kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And they will need to get this passing game in gear, because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And the half will begin with a touchback. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. Now, they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. Dances by him. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
But they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. The first carry now for the BYU man, it's Jamal Williams. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on here to punt it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second down at 5. Throwing now is Mahomes. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football. Knowing full well, he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Once again, it's Swift. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the gun, here's Goff. He'll drop this one off to Swift. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll make it a 2nd down. Goff, a handoff here to Swift. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Yeah, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Swift. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They give it to Williams, running right. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Again, it's Williams. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what the offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down, and the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They complete it to Hill. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll swing this one out to Edwards-Helaire. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now here's Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. 8 yards on the completion, but out of the 3rd down.
Another nice pick up through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Mahomes going to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover, takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. Second and 11 now. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and it happened in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time, ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. Brandon, I can just tell you from experience, there's nothing like pitching a shutout on defense, but even more so when it's a tight game. I mean, when every defensive play is crucial and you don't give up any points, boy, they're going to feel awfully good about themselves after this one.
Yeah, exactly. The offense wasn't coming, but hey, all they needed was, you can't score 1 point. All they needed was 2 points. Well, you can't score 2 points on offense. All they needed was at least 3. They got what they needed.
They got what they needed. Exactly right.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough. But, yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
Так, ну что ж, вот такой вот у нас результат во втором матче. Детройт в сухую проигрывает Канзас Сити 16-0. Да. Ладно, Увидимся уже в следующем видео. Ну а с вами был Серега Куржгамес. Не забывайте ставить лайки, подписываться на основной, на спортивный канал. Оставляйте также комментарии. Всем мира, всем добра. С Новым годом!